What's going on, everybody? It's Childish back at it again, coming at you with another video for Summoner's War La Centuria. In today's video, we're going to be bringing you guys our third episode for our card combo series, talking about units that work really well together that you can utilize in your lineup. If you are liking this kind of content, you all know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and then go ahead and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. So in this video right here, as far as the card combos go, I don't think there is going to be a card combination that we're going to be talking about that is better than the unit we're talking about. Literally, this unit is, to me, the card combo king. We don't even have to talk about any other units that it pairs with because it pairs with so many units. You guys already know what I'm talking about because you saw the thumbnail on this video. Konamiya, one of the strongest card combo units in the game, literally enabling so many combinations you could do because of basically the skill, Ancient Grace. So if you guys are not familiar with this, this particular skill, Ancient Grace, it brings back the ally card that you utilized last in your hand. It removes all harmful effects except for, of course, the sub skill and spell card, respectively. So essentially, basically, any kind of damage dealing card, any kind of support based card, whatever kind of card we're talking about here, you can bring this back in the mix and be able to utilize it once again. Of course, if you have the mana to do so. So when you're talking about combos that you can utilize, whether we're talking about offensive units or defensive units, this particular unit right here, Konamiya, is an absolute powerhouse. So again, if you guys haven't had a chance to check this one out, I encourage you to do it. It's obviously a really, really nice unit to utilize, has a really low mana cost, and then if you want to, you could slap a Swift Set on it so you can try to use a combo early on, bringing this literally down to a 0 mana cost at the start of the battle. So the cool thing about it is, as well, as it kind of reminds you of Summoners War Sky Arena if you haven't checked it out. You know, Summoners War Sky Arena, this particular unit gives, you know, the attack bar to one of your units and provides the attack power, attack buff per se. As you guys can see right here, one of the skill stones that it offers is actually an attack buff, as well as a defense. You got a defense buff up, and then you got a passive that actually removes the harmful effects ran on all allies and recovers their HP when you die. So again, if things kind of get a little hairy, maybe you got your Konamiya early on in the game, maybe closer to the front line here. If you happen to die, you're going to get yourself a nice little heal if you're lucky enough to pull the Serenity buff. So yeah, really, really fun unit to utilize. Again, I personally mess around with it with a couple of continuous damage compositions, you know, units like Beretta, Thrain, and whatnot here. I really like that combination to utilize. If I definitely can fit it in the mix. Now, what I want to go ahead and do for you guys today in this video is finish off with a clip from my man Anobrax. Now, for those that don't know, Anobrax has been a long time content creator for various games that I've been playing with him, and he happens to enjoy this particular game, Summoners War La Centuria. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on over to his YouTube channel. We're going to check out a video where he utilizes not for an offensive unit, for a defensive unit, and how basically just trying to do what he did, you know, just trying to stay alive by means of attrition, allowed him to secure the win versus a high-end player. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So here we are, fam. We got Anobrax versus a player from Korea who are sitting at a really, really high amount of trophy here. So we're going to try to analyze their compositions here, and just going to jump in the mix so we can see, you know, basically how it played out here. So again, take a look at Anobrax setup right now. He's definitely has a nice little blend of kind of everything that the meta is kind of incorporating, right? He has a little bit of mitigation by means of Shannon. He has that Konamiya plus his healer, which is Eleanor, to go ahead and provide him a little sustainability, basically trying to counter those units that are going to be bringing in those heavy AoE, heavy continuous damage, right? He has, of course, the meta composition, the Beretta Thrain comp, you know, trying to utilize the continuous damage, doing damage over time, and then also, you know, take advantage of that 100% stun by means of Thrain. And then when things kind of get a little crazy, he has the Lapis in the mix here to go ahead and try to keep his back units alive. In addition to that, he's also rocking the Soha to counter all the Wusa users out there, or other units out there that incorporate some kind of beneficial effects, so we can go ahead and steal those from his opponents here. And as far as his skill goes, he has the cleansing with a heal ability available to him in case Eleanor is down. He has a spoil ability, which is going to assist in bringing in damage over time, also giving out the opportunity for Thrain to do that 100% stun. And then he has a giant war buff that's going to provide a 12% attack power buff, I believe, depending on what level it is, but it's basically going to provide an attack power buff to your highest person in your party. So when I'm thinking about the situation that he has going on right now, he's utilizing, you know, Lapis that can do a ton of damage and also provide a shield based on the amount of damage out. So I feel like that's going to be a skill that he's going to utilize with Lapis to go ahead and combo and potentially do a little bit of damage. We'll have to see how the match goes out here. But now, as far as his opponent goes, you know, he's running a pretty heavy front line, rocking the Kun and the Perna. Funny enough, Kun is actually not too bad, guys. You guys got to check it out. Actually, I want to give a big shout out to Barco right here that did a recent video talking about some underrated units out there. And Kun is actually a pretty good tank. Really, really unique kit there. Both of those units, the Water Kun and of course the Fire Perna, are really good tank units here. As far as Poseidon goes, we don't need to talk about Poseidon. He's just an amazing unit overall, providing that deceleration buff or debuff and just having a crazy low mana cost considering he is a legend unit here. Okay, we don't need to talk about units like Bernard and Ryan. They're obviously super strong. They're really really important when it comes to kind of obviously getting that acceleration, but also interrupting the flow of your opponent by providing Orion's ability to switch out the skills and do work here. Again, we already talked about Eleanor before. What she can do, she can provide the cleanse, she can provide the crit resist buff up, and then of course when she switches into the unicorn form, I believe she provides a reflect damage buff as well as a crit rate buff up for herself. And again, Beretta Thrain combo, we already know what it is, and this guy's using the cleanse when things get a little hairy, since he only has Eleanor to provide the cleanse. He also has a transfer ability to basically counter the people that are doing Beretta and Thrain here, and then of course he has the spoil to assist in his Beretta Thrain combo, trying to get Thrain for that 100% stun. Wow, that was a mouthful. That's probably like well too much more than I need to talk about, but hopefully by explaining this, it kind of helped out basically see what I see. Again, I am not a pro player here, but this is just kind of what's going on in my head. I want to kind of get an understanding of what these guys are doing when they're going in the mix. And for those of you guys that are playing this game, this should be that time where you're sitting here, take a look at their lineup here. Obviously you can't see their skills, but you should be able to take a look at the lineup and kind of get an idea of what their strategy is, what they're trying to do. So take a look at this here match that we got going on, and let's see what we got here. All right, it is loading up. Let's see, what do we got? All right, so Anobrax starting it off here. Yeah, this is, funny enough, he's I would have never thought in a million years that he would have used Mav in this combo, but Mav is also level 9 here. He's probably take advantage of the level. All right, so again, Shanna providing the buffs here. As you guys can see, he does have the Konamiya available to incorporate with the Shanna, but he's going to hold off right now. He's going to wait until he uses Eleanor here. Eleanor providing the AoE cleanse alongside the crit resist here. Now that Eleanor has used her buff, you will take a look at Kona, and you will be able to see that Eleanor's card is in the mix here. So basically, if Kona were to use his card right now, he's going to be able to bring the skills back, or bring the card back and be able to use it here. So right now, he's just kind of sitting back, doing a little bit of damage, kind of waiting it out here. He was lucky enough to get Eleanor's skill back. So he already used it, and now he's bringing in Konamiya to go ahead and bring that Eleanor skill back one more time, so that now he can get himself, I believe, this turnaround, he's going to get himself a cleanse here. So yeah, this is kind of cool. Looks like he's utilizing Mav in combination with Shannon to just go ahead and, sit there, be really tanky. And one thing that I hadn't pointed out, guys, he's taken advantage of the defense buff that Mav provides alongside Shannon, given that defense 3 buff, it's stackable, to be able to let those units mitigate, that much more. So I think defense buff is actually extremely underrated. And if you're able to stack it like he is right now, you're going to provide a lot of mitigation, especially if these guys are not using like heavy single target damages. You're going to be able to stay alive that much more. And again, he's bringing in the AoE heals. So again, if he's not taking too much damage on the front line, he's going to be able to keep the units alive and do some work. So here we go. Looks like he's utilizing Lapis. He got the attack buff on, trying to do some damage on that front line. He was able to take out Perna. Did some good damage on the Poseidon. Poseidon's trying to answer back with that deceleration buff. Again, slowing his team down here. So now he's sitting here with the deceleration, just kind of sitting here, see what he wants to do. Again, there's no rush in this spot because he's taking full advantage of the auto attack here, which again is another underrated thing. A lot of people get into the mix here and sit there and spam their skills day in and day out, like myself. But he's taking his time. He's being very patient with his gameplay. He's doing some work here. So Beretta putting in the dots here. Obviously, Eleanor is stunned right now. So she's not in a good place. He's going to go ahead and use Eleanor, right? He wants to go ahead and switch it up. Get her all cleansed up and ready to go. The cleanse is in, the crit resist buff is in, and Konamiya utilizes her skill here so that Eleanor can come right back and we can use it one more time here. So again, the cool thing about this is that he does have Soha available, but I think Orion just swapped the card, so I don't think he was able to take advantage of it, but at least he got Konamiya one more time here. I like the play that he does right now, bringing in that Thrain back because he already has the Eleanor card, and now he's just going to take his time. As you guys can see, even though Mav is pretty low right now, he's still doing some work. He has taken out 3 out of their 8 units here while still maintaining his 8 units up here. So that's the cool thing about this, guys, is we're so rushed to try to just do a massive amount of damage early on, but you can create a composition like this, essentially just basically hanging around and sustaining, bringing the sustain, staying alive, and you will be able to work the opponent down, over time because of the fact that the auto attack damage is, really good. And then of course, let's combine that with the fact that he can bring in, this attack buff here that he's utilizing right now. The overall attack, the overall damage he could bring in with that attack buff here, while he maintains a good amount of mitigation by means of his sustain, by means of his defense buff here. I mean, it's it's a really unique combination. You know, it may seem kind of boring for some of you guys out there, because again, it's not like super fast, crazy CC that most people utilize, but it just kind of goes to show. Shouts out to Spaceballs one time, who's also a content creator. I'm just gonna leave it right there, okay? Shouts out to Spaceballs one time, okay? But it's also showing that you don't have to be in a rush to make it. If you're not one of those people out there, okay, that were fortunate enough to get like the super strongest, you know, AoE damage dealers out there in the game, you know, take a look at your monster box, see what you could do, create a composition that can provide a good amount of sustainability considering what the meta is right now, which is all about Beretta, all about Thrain, all about Thesaurian, and see what you could do to go ahead and keep yourself alive and work the units down one by one here. So that's going to be it, fam. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you like this card combo series? If you do, go ahead and like the video. If you like me maybe looking at high-end clips for gameplay and maybe doing a little commentary like I just did right now, let me know what you think about that. If you do, like the video, okay? That's going to be it, fam. Once again, if you guys haven't had a chance to check my content out already, I will leave a playlist up above so you guys can do that. Check out all Summoners War Lost Centuria are related. In addition to that, we do have a room within our Discord community. So if you guys want to hop on over to the Discord, I will leave a link in the description down below. We have a lot of people right now that's really interested in the game. The game is new. The game is hype. Feel free to check it out. I encourage you to do so, okay? That's going to be it, fam. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish, ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we'll see you all in the next one. I'm out.